Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's episode is all about terraforming, the beginner's quick and dirty guide. And so here I am. And, the very first thing you need to do is, well, you'll look it over your island and go to your map and have a look at your overall map and then see, the placements of your shops and houses and whether or not you like where they are. And if you do, definitely, or if you don't, definitely look into changing it up and placing them where you want them to go. Because you shouldn't terraform or do terraforming until you are pretty sure about the locations of where your houses are. Now, I've never played Animal Crossing games previous to this one, so I never really understood the whole overall picture of how, the end game of this game. Although there really isn't an end game. I mean, you're supposed to enjoy this and at your own pace. And but in general, people like to put their houses all together to give it a more community feel. So all the little houses are all in a sort of like a little village area, and then everything else kind of goes around that. And then they'll have like areas for a playground or for like an arcade or for a library or something like that, or a cafe or whatever you want. But I decided to just leave where the houses are right now. Most of my houses are actually together, but I have a couple that are not. Like Vladimir's way over there, and I have Nate way over in that corner, and he's at the very top. Actually, he's at the highest point. So I left them there because, well, I don't really have room over by the others, so I suppose I could move them, but it would cost, 50,000 per house? So it would end up being like 100,000 just to move them. And whatever. So I've got myself and my husband in the middle there. My husband hardly ever plays. He has his own Switch and he has his own island. So this is before we decided to buy a separate Switch. So now I just use him as kind of like a second. That's another thing I actually recommend. If you want, like, if you need more storage or something, definitely just, start up a second profile on your own island and then use that as another. You kind of have to play with that character for a while, or that avatar, and then get it up to the point where you can actually, move the house and stuff like that and expand it so that you'd have more storage. But that's a great way to get more storage if you don't want to. Like if you've run out, if you've done the full expansion on your house, like it's 1,600 spots. Once you've reached that maximum, you need more. So definitely just set up another profile and then you'll have another 1,600 spots if you want, eventually, right? Okay, so now you know where all your houses go and everything like that. You're ready to terraform. Or if you don't have to, but I definitely suggest that because terraforming can really change your landscape, and then your decisions will be based on where you've put most of your areas. Okay, so now I am up here on the upper left corner of my map on my on this section of the map, and this is the second level, and I do have a ramp here coming up from my Zen garden. So I did have a third part, but I knocked that down. Now I'm going to show you how to do this. So what you do is once you've unlocked terraforming, you've had KK sliders come over to your island, and now you're able to go to Tom, and then he'll give you the app to do the island designer. And what happens is once you start it up, you get a little helmet and you're ready. And you press your ZL button on your Switch to access that. Now once you're in there, you press your plus key on your controller, and you probably won't have all of these things yet when you first get it, but you purchase these from the Nook Miles machine in Resident Services, and they cost around 3,000 ish to get all of them. Each one is about 3,000, and you actually get this one grass and I think dirt by default, and these others you purchase. And I suggest purchasing the custom design first, because that way you can put your own custom designs in through the Able Sister Shop. And then you can put in, you can look up on Twitter, or you can look up on YouTube or Instagram, Pinterest, places like that. They will, and you just look up ACNH designs or ACNH patterns as a hashtag, and you'll find a whole bunch of custom made designs. You can download them with creator code or by the actual code itself, and it's really great. Like, these are all free and they're all ready to go and use once you have them loaded in. The loading in process takes kind of a while because you can only do them one at a time. Anyway, okay, so now we're here, and you have the choice of waterscaping or cliff construction. Once you're in this, if you want to build up from the bottom, from the ground, use cliff construction, and that will add another layer or another floor or whatever you call it, another level. Whereas if you want to go down a level and add water, you use waterscaping. In general, that's the rule. So I'm gonna show cliff construction. So I choose that, and you get this nifty square shovel, and you can pretty much go anywhere that's clear, free and clear, and you can just sort of add anything you want, because it goes up by blocks, and you just press A, and then if you want to knock it back down, you don't like it, just knock it back down by pressing A. So to build it up, you like that? Okay, then go right next to it, do it again. And you just build up. And you can do this anywhere where it lets you. It's free and clear. There are limitations. You can't really go too close to a tree. You can't build cliffs around a tree because you might bury the tree, okay? But you can go pretty close to it. Like that. Oh, my Vladimir wants to talk to me. Hey there, Muffin. You know what burns my beans? When somebody got troubles but don't show any reaction and expect me to pick up on it. So if something's worrying you, make sure you do that worry plain on your face. Help me out. Ah, I got a new reaction. I learned the worry reaction. Oh, that's a good one. Although, worrying is not good. It's like having an umbrella on a sunny day. Like you're expecting it to rain. So, try not to worry. Anyway, okay, so I've got the cliffs going here like this, and now you notice they're very square. They're very square and blocky. There's nothing natural looking about them. And you will also notice that it takes a while to do this. So, I mean, there's no real rules. You just... You know, if you want to build it up, you just go to an empty place and you just kind of fill it in. And you can make like mazes if you want. You could do it like this, or you could use hedges, but this is another way to make a maze if you really want to. So, you want to make it look natural. You need at least a 2x3 square. So just fill that up. So I'm just going to make like a nice little block just to show you how you can make it look a little more natural. Okay, so once you've got kind of like a square or a block, you can go point yourself a little diagonal to it, just off to the side, and then, there we go, whoops. Okay, hold on. Here, I actually need to remove this, okay. So, once you've got that, then you just point yourself a little bit diagonal to it, and whoop, a little more than that. It takes a little bit of work. Oh, no. Okay, I'm not... Okay, hold on, just... Okay, there. Oh my god. Okay. See, even I don't have the hang of it yet. Alright, here, like that. There, and now you can round off the corners. So you have to go point yourself a little bit like at a 45-degree angle to the corners, and then you can round off the corners. Sort of like that. Let's see if this works. Yeah, so that's how you do rounded corners. I think you can do rounded corners on something like this too. I think you need at least 2 blocks for it to have a rounded corner, but let's see what happens. Oops. No, no, no. That's not what we want. No, this is gonna, yeah. So you need at least 2 blocks. 2 blocks to give it a rounded corner. And always look, it's so, yeah. So that's, it is not, it's all about trying to point it in the right, exactly the right way. So there we go. Now we have a natural looking cliff formation. Well, a little more natural, a little more organic with the rounded corners, as you can see. So it doesn't look so blocky. So that's how you do that. And you can add another one, but you can't go past 3. Like you can, but it's not recommended to do that. And you'll find that if you do go past 3, that you can't actually go to the 4th level. So try not to go past 3. Actually, it's not recommended. So yeah, this is now the 3rd level. And then as you can see, I can't go any more than that. I can't even get out of here. I'm kind of stuck. Yeah, because it's too narrow for the character to go past it. And I can't round this off, so I can. Yeah, so it'll knock it right down. And I don't think I can go around here, can I? No, I can't. But I'll show you. Let's see if I can add another level here. Yeah, okay. So here, we'll try to go up 1 more level. Yeah, see, you can't even go up any higher. So that's 3 levels, and that's it. Now let me see if I can, and I believe you can't, because you cannot climb to the 4th level. 1, 2, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you can't climb up this, so you can't really make a waterfall from there either. And you cannot make a waterfall from here either, because there's not enough land to make a waterfall. Unless I were to remove this, which I will do now. So to remove it back into cliff construction mode, knock these down. So to make a waterfall, you need at minimum a 2x3 block like this, and you have to start way back here to go make a waterfall. Like you have to go pretty far back to make a waterfall. And the waterfall can only be dug into a straight edge. So I believe I cannot make a waterfall from here, but we're going to find out. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to try to make a diagonal waterfall. See, you can't do that. Yeah, it has to be a straight edge. So I can make a waterfall here. Any straight edge a waterfall can be created. But from a diagonal waterfall, no, it cannot be done. I wish it could be, because that would look so much nicer, like a crescent-shaped waterfall, but that's not possible. I can make one here if I go back far enough. Yeah. So you have to go about 1.5 grid spaces back in order to make a waterfall in a 2x3 or a 3x3 block. So this is the absolute narrowest, I guess, structure you can make to make waterfalls properly. You could probably shrink it down 1 more this way, so it's more of a square formation. I think I've seen someone do that. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much it in terms of waterfall formation. So yeah, I mean, play around with it. It's really, it's once you get the hang of it, you gotta find, the limits, practice, and find the limits of what you can and cannot do, and where you can and cannot place things. For the most part, once you get it, it's, your creativity unlocks, and then you're able to do all kinds of really cool structures. Here, I'm gonna try and put a pond here so that it looks like the water is falling into something that's like, whoop, see, I can't go diagonal. Yeah, there you go. So now it's, and you can hop over 2 spaces. 2 of these like little spaces, you can hop over them. So now you can see I'm forming. You can go, if I go further back like here, you can make a diagonal kind of cut into the ground like so, so it's not so square. And there we go. Now it looks like the waterfall is going into something and not just like floating around in dead space. Yeah. So you can make that. If you want to make a double waterfall, you need to, since you cannot make a waterfall from the 4th level, if you want a double waterfall, one that cascades down into another level, you would have to, this would have to be a cliff, and then you'd make another one. So this would all have to be cut out, and then it'll be a double waterfall. I haven't done a double waterfall actually. A two level waterfall. Like, so for here, if I wanted to make a 2-level waterfall, I would make another cliff. I would climb up to the top of this one. I'd create another cliff level here. Oh wait, no, wait a minute. No, that's not right. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm confusing everybody for sure. So there we go. This is a double waterfall actually. That's what I meant to show you. So technically this is a double waterfall. You can see the 2 levels of waterfalls falling down there. What I could do is put another, like I think I tried to do that, and I believe I couldn't make a water cascade down 2 levels. Like I wanted to make it look more watery, but I couldn't do it. Could I? Try again. No. See, that's not where I wanted it. Right here? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I wanted to do that. Something like that. But I didn't like the way it kind of looked. Let me try this here. Let's try like that. It can look a little more like it should do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, see, I didn't like the way it did that. So what I might do is put another little cascading part. Maybe I'll just fill that back up again. Yeah, that looks a little better, I think. I don't know. Okay. So we'll, you know, I mean, just play around with it and see. And then you can do all kinds of like pretty things. But the, you know, it's kind of limited to, it does do a lot of sharp angles, and you try not to do the sharp angles if you can, but with waterscaping it's a lot more limited than cliffscaping. It's hard to make rounded corners with waterscaping. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I can't really think of anything more to add other than like I've shown you all the limitations of waterscaping and of cliff construction. So I can't put a river here. Yeah, so there's all kinds of things you need to think about before, I mean, there are limits. But you are given quite a lot of freedom in terms of like what you can create and where you can create. And then at the same time, you are kind of limited as well. Yeah. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will answer them to the best of my knowledge. And stay tuned for the next video. Thank you again. Bye for now.